Hi, my name is Jeremy from Monster Truck, and you're watching Rocknlive.
I'm the story of a man who makes his way on his own. Don't need no kind of direction from no one. I got myself a pretty old soul. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
That's a hard one because my brain, I never am able to remember the timeline of things. But basically, this entire last year has been spent working on Sittin' Heavy. And it ended up taking a lot longer than we wanted it to, but it was kind of necessary to make sure that we kind of followed through with being able to outdo Furiosity. We were very happy with that first record, and it was kind of a situation where we wanted to make sure that it was better, and it took a bit longer than we wanted, and we spent the whole year just working away on that, and finally got it done around September, and it's just spent a lot of time getting ready to do stuff like this, come over and do interviews and promote the new single and get ready to release in February. Yeah, I wish I had a better explanation for it. It just sounded cool to us. We just thought it kind of fit the sound of the record. We knew that it hadn't been used before, and we just thought it just really suited the band name and the album style, and was fun. We try not to overthink it too much. We come up with ideas like that all the time. A little ahead of schedule, we came up with the title of the record maybe about a year before we actually even started working on it, but we just stuck with it, and it looks good as a logo too. We like it how it ended up kind of looking as a piece in the middle of the jacket and everything. So yeah, it was nothing too involved, just kind of fun.
I got respect for all that's around me and expect the same for me. So go ahead, do what you want, whatever your release. I'm just looking for a little quiet in my own kind of peace.
Yeah, it's a message to anyone. It's a message. It's kind of like we are kind of demanding an explanation sometimes, almost where bands, for bands that used to rock and don't rock anymore, for people that are in a scenario where you should be rocking and you're not rocking, whether it's at a rock concert or when you're supposed to be having fun or with your friends, and it's really just a kind of a joke. It's more of we're trying to be a little bit playful. It's nothing too serious. It's just a kind of a statement for any time that it's for anyone else too. It's not really a message from us to anyone. It's more of something that can be used for anybody who's in a scenario where they see somebody who should be rocking and aren't, and you're saying, why are you not rocking?
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. Oh, I'm gonna start getting young. My wings will carry me away.
We recorded the album over the course of the whole year. We started pre-production in January. We did drums in Revolution Recording Studios in Toronto. Then we went straight to North Carolina at Echo Mountain Recording Studio and did a bunch of guitars, a lot of which we actually didn't end up using. We came home and we ended up doing a lot of guitar tracking, bass tracking, vocals in our own studio at home, which we later decided to name Sittin' Heavy Studio. And then I think we went to a studio called Vespa and did some more like full band tracking, and then we went back to our studio, back and forth, but mostly in Hamilton, Toronto, doing the bulk of the work between our studio and Vespa. It's interesting because a lot of times when I'm doing guitars, I'll use a lot of amps at the same time and track them all, and then kind of decide which ones to use later on when we're mixing, so that we can decide how to better suit the song once we are near the phase of trying to mix. And it's a lot of work to set it all up, but it allows us to just get it all at once, and we don't have to sit there and set one amp up, record it all, and then come back, record it again, or just try and decide. We're sitting there with like 8 or 9 guitar tracks that all sound a little bit different, and then we can kind of mix and match them later. A lot of the amps that ended up getting used the most are my Marshall JMP. It's like an 81 Marshall JMP. That's like my baby. And then what else did we have in the rig? We had a bunch of Morris amps, which is like a custom amp builder that lives in very close to us. Kind of builds out of his like garage in the back and builds kind of old school style amplifiers. I think we used a really great JCM 800, and we used what else did we use? My old Soldano. I got an old Soldano head that I use of my own, and then yeah, just a lot of Gibson SGs and a lot of different different Gibson SGs and Les Pauls.
I got music and people to love that sure does suit my needs. Yes, and then I'm done with my favorite song and a little bit of weed. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
A lot of the similar techniques, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of the same process. You know, we start with a lot of different demos, and we give them to the producer, Eric Ratz, and he kind of goes through them, helps us rearrange them and make them a bit better. And then we kind of sit down and start with drums and kind of go through the instrument gamut and getting everything tracked. The other thing that kind of ended up happening near the end is we were finding we were getting better sounding or better feeling takes from having us all play together. So a lot of the record was kind of recorded with the fundamental, you know, one guitar, one bass, and drums together live, and then kind of added the organ and more guitars and vocals and everything on top of that core track that we did live off the floor.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. Oh, I'm gonna soar like an eagle. My wings will carry me away.
Yeah, because mainly because different people come up with different, you know, the initial idea for each song. I guess the song that would be most closely related to me, or at least one that I had a lot of influence in creating, would be New Soul and The Enforcer. Are kind of 2 songs that I like really. I sat with them for quite a while and worked on them quite a bit before it actually ended up coming to the band and we ended up working on it. All lyrics are done by our singer John, and a lot of times I don't even know where he gets a lot of his ideas from. It's a big question that's better suited towards him, but I think one of the main things he likes to do a lot is just keep them fun and keep them positive and fun. He's a pretty upbeat guy for the most part, and he really does try and have good messages, at least uplifting messages for people, and then, you know, a lot of the songs are just, generally speaking, songs for partying, just songs for people to have a good time and have a lot of fun at the shows, and a lot of stuff for people to sing along with us, and just kind of like that. We're trying to promote people having a good time. Yeah, right now we've got a Canadian tour announced in February, and then shortly after that we'll be making our way probably over to Europe and the UK to do some stuff, and hopefully getting a lot of summer festivals over here. We work on the set list the night before we play. It's a thing where we're always testing out different orders to see what songs work best and which songs connect well into each other, and it's always kind of a struggle and an experimentation to see where to stick the slower songs, because we obviously have way more rock songs than we have slower songs, so it's kind of the idea of trying to figure out how to best fit those into the set so that we're not throwing people off, and picking good moments to kind of calm things down, and then finding good ways to bring them back up again. We love Paris. We just love being here. When I saw that the press schedule was very busy today, that was super encouraging because we want to come back. And both times that we've been here, we've had nothing but fun, and it's been nothing but encouraging to see kind of the support that we've had here. 'Cause it can be tough for a Canadian band trying to get out of Canada. So when we see places like this that show us a lot of support, we always love to come back.